We're now interviewing Keppell Smith.
That's right.
Of Savaterre. Keppell Smith, welcome to Singapore.
Thank you. I love coming to Singapore. I used to work here.
Where were you? As a merchant banker?
Broking for banking, yeah.
Okay.
Foreign exchange broking.
Okay. How long were you here?
On and off, 6 years.
Where were your offices?
Offices we moved twice, but down in the financial district with all the banks and that sort of
Okay, that's
a
a central business district.
Yeah.
And which Faber institution were you working for?
I was working for a company called MW Marshalls, which was a London-based broking company.
Okay.
So
they're not a spin-off or Marsh McLennan, is it?
No. It would have been more interesting.
So, Keppell, tell me, how did you venture into the Australian Alps to the reaches of Everton and Wangaratta?
Well, it all comes back to Singapore.
Oh, is it?
It does.
You drank Giconda wine?
Well, that's one of the things I did, yes. I had a fantastic expense account. And in those days, I didn't know it was limitless. And,
what year was that?
89, 90.
89, 90. The good Victorian rates were from Rutherglen, R.L. Buller.
Yes, yep, just down the road from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit lower altitude, a bit sort of warmer climate.
Yeah, but his close up, unfortunately, fallen on bad times.
Yeah, well, so this expense account, I was going to restaurants having some nice meals, and the sommeliers all said to me, "Well, Keppell, you know, why are you drinking this horrible wine?" And I said, "I just don't know any better." And they said, "Would you like some help?" I said, "Sure." And they started bringing me better and better wines.
So which wine bars were you visiting?
He's
not one of them, is he?
I really don't remember. It was that sort of time.
Okay.
So I took our clients a lot, lunch and dinner, and we just enjoyed some of the greatest wines in the world that weren't expensive back then. And it was so different to the wines that my mother drank. I thought, this is fantastic, this wine stuff.
You know, when I was in Sydney in the 70s during the Golf Whitlam years, people like Lindenmans were having their 4-digit bins. I don't know whether you remember those, but they seem to have gone by the by. But,
well, I think everybody's sort of caught up and started passing them. It's, the last 10 years in Australia has been an exciting time in winemaking. We've gone away from what I would call the Robert Parker style of making wine. And there's always people who haven't made those sorts of wines. People realise now they've got to make wines with balance and finesse. It suits our diet.
But how did you, if I may ask, evolve from a conspicuous consumption of good wines in Singapore to being on the foothills of the Australian Alps to become this well-known sort of uninterventionist winemaker?
Well, it's not a very glamorous story. I didn't burn out from banking. I flamed out.
You flamed it?
I flamed out. I just, it was an all-consuming job, and it was going to kill me.
Were you doing 18 hours a day?
At least, yeah. And flying around the world all the time. It wasn't very satisfying, and I realised that it wasn't going to last forever.
Were you married then?
Yes, I was married.
And your wife was clicking away with the photography?
Well, funnily enough, it's a different wife now.
Oh.
The first wife didn't like me travelling for 20 years, so she wished me goodbye.
She ditched you?
She ditched me, mate.
Good for her.
Well, I don't blame her.
Why?
Because I was never home. And so I started studying by correspondence at the university in Australia to learn winemaking. I started looking for vineyard sites for 10, 15
years. Which course did you?
I did winemaking, enology at Charles Sturt University in Wagga. At that stage, the only place you could do it by correspondence.
Hey, Wagga is not too good. It's been and surrounded by bushfires.
Everywhere in Australia is surrounded by bushfires now. It's quite terrible. But we're going to get some rain this week, so we're all quite excited.
No, the rain has come.
Yeah.
I was visiting my son at Timbertop in 2005 when they had a great big bushfire there. And they burned down a lot of the...
Well, you know what a bushfire's like, they're quite scary things,
No, it's a ferocity brought on by the change in direction of wind.
It's full on.
And it can kill you unless you know how to survive.
Yeah, it'll kill you very fast.
Yeah. Okay. Now tell me, how did you, after flaming the
Flame me out of the foreign exchange.
of the foreign exchange, went to this beautiful country in the Australian Victorian Alps?
Well, just before I flamed out, I finally found the property I wanted.
How did you find it?
I was trespassing on other people's land.
Okay.
Okay.
So did you make a trip up to Warrangata Everton region, or
I
someone
made
told you
trips all around the world.
all around the world?
You couldn't find a good vineyard site because if it was in an established region, all the local guys had taken the great sites.
You tried Margaret River?
I tried everywhere. I tried Europe, I tried Australia, I tried America.
Did you try Mendoza?
No, I didn't. There you go, I didn't try everywhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, I read a book by a man called Gladstone, who was an agronomist, soil scientist. He suggested a whole bunch of regions. Then I tried some wine from Giaconda in Beechworth, and I tried some wine from Sorenberg in Beechworth. And I thought, well, these are pretty good wines. Why?
Were you introduced to these wine by the winemakers or wine club?
Sommeliers.
Familiar.
I've got a lot to thank sommeliers for.
In Melbourne?
In Sydney and Melbourne.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I thought, well, this is terrific wine. You know, why haven't I heard of this Beechworth place?
Yeah.
It wasn't even a GI then. It wasn't recognised as a grape growing area.
Not at all.
Not at all. No, it was sheep and rocks. And so I just said, I've got to have a look. And when you go there, I put some soil maps over elevation maps. I said, well, that's the bit. And that's like what we call the magic couple of miles. You know, it's just the right elevation, the right soil. But it's very hard to find a vineyard site because, you know,
It wasn't originally growing vines.
no,
Just sheep.
just sheep. But there you got guys like Giaconda and Sorenberg making world-class wines.
So who do you negotiate? A sheep farmer?
I went to a sheep farmer and said, listen, can I buy that land? And he said, that's my worst field. That's terrible, that one.
Is that so?
Yeah. And he said, oh, but if I give you that, I won't have enough grass for my sheep, you know. This guy owns like 10,000 hectares of land. I'm thinking, like, I want 100 acres, that's all. Anyway,
That's all. And he refused to budge.
oh, he said, oh, you know, I'd like to. But I said, well, how about this? I'll just fence off 5 acres in the middle of it, and you can keep the grass for your sheep, you know, for a long time. And I buy the property because it was a beautiful, fantastic site. It was amazing.
It's quite high, isn't it? 1,480
What is
feet,
it? It's,
440 meters.
yeah. You've done your research.
Huh?
Man, you've done your research.
Something like that. God, before I get embarrassed,